In this video, I'm going to show you everything about the new Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3 wireless gaming headset. So first, taking a look over the box, you can kind of look at this and see some of the features that it's actually packing before you dive into it. But what I would like to show you is what is inside of your box here. And popping it open, you can see you get your paperwork and it tells you right on the front. Make sure you update the firmware right out of the gate. And then you have your basic shortcut guide in there. Now, looking inside the box, you have your headset, your USB-C cable, and then 2 dongles. It does also come in different colors. But of course, you all know we have to start off with comfort. And first off, putting on a scale, we are getting 407 grams. So there is a little bit of heft here. Now, as far as the ear pads, we're pretty familiar with these. Pretty much the exact same as we've seen before from Turtle Beach. Looking at the length, nice and long. As far as the width right here, and then the depth. I mean, these bad boys are super deep, but they do angle up on the inside this way, so the drivers are coming more towards your ears. So they do get a little bit more shallow on the front there, but I never experienced any issues with the drivers hitting my ears. And as far as density of these ear pads, very nice, soft and plush. You can just see them press right down there. You got that silky material on the top and on the inside, and then the outside you got that pleather bit just kind of holding some of that sound. But these are some very nice, plush, cozy ear pads. As far as the headband up here, it is fully pleather going all the way around, and the padding starts kind of right here. You got a little bit of bracket over there, and then the padding goes all the way around. Now, as far as adjustability, as you saw, they are full swivel, all the way flat, a little bit out, and then quite a bit in as well. And then you do have the standard adjustable arms right over here on the side, as you can hear clicky bits. Never had any issues with these adjusting on me in use, and then your ear cup can go in and out as well. So as far as the comfort of this headset, the one thing you are going to notice right out of the gate is the weight, as they are a little bit heavier, which goes into the build, which we'll talk about here shortly. But putting this on your head, and I even let my wife and son test this, and they said the same thing. Well, I feel it kind of resting on my head up there as far as a headband, because that weight is prominent right down here, which again, you'll see in the build. But you do notice the weight. It's not ridiculously heavy, A to Z Maxwell's by any means, but again, you feel it. As far as clamping force, I would say it's medium to light. If I move around, you can see the headset does move. If I bend down, it moves forward just a pinch. Like if you keep bending down like that, you feel it budge a bit. As far as glasses wears, I always game with glasses. I don't get any extra pressure right there. Again, you got that full swivel, so it does wrap around your ear. They are very comfortable. The only thing, again, you are going to notice is that weight. So as far as comfort, I don't know if I can say stinking cozy. I would probably give these a really good solid 7 out of 10 as far as the comfort. So talking about the build, again, going right in line with that weight, well, it's kind of interesting here because Turtle Beach made this arm metal, as we've seen this in SteelSeries headsets and pretty much a lot of headsets now. They do this one arm instead of that fork going all the way around. But what Turtle Beach did here is this is metal, then it goes into plastic, and then plastic, not too sure what's hanging on in there. But again, the only bit that's metal is this. So if you take this and stretch it apart, right, your main stress point is always going to be right here within that bracket, and then maybe down here connecting into the cup. But the majority of it's going to be right here. So why did we go metal into plastic? It would have been nice to go metal into metal, which of course would increase that weight. But again, it just seems kind of weird to implement that weight in that metal piece right here where it's not a true serious stress point whenever you're stretching it out. Now, everything else is plastic on the headset, the headband up here, and then again going into your cups, your flip down mic, all of that stuff is plastic. The only thing metal again is this one little hook. So I can't sit here and say this thing's built like a tank because we got one metal hook right here. It's almost like deceiving, like just trying to mess with us, like, oh look, they built it strong. Now when I take this headset and I stretch it out and twist it up, I really don't get worried because again, the plastics are very flexible, which I like to see. Over here, you got a really firm plastic on the cups. Up here, you have that flexible plastic bit. But when I stretch it out, again, just in general, any kind of headphone or headset, I get nervous coming up here into that plastic. It's heavy duty and then plastic up there. So I can't say it's built like a tank. I can't say it's built cheap. It's just kind of in the middle right there. It's just weird why they made just that fork or that hook metal. Now let's go and talk features and functions of this headset, which I honestly think Turtle Beach does features and functions the best across their gaming headsets, and we're going to dive deep into this. But looking at the headset, you have your mode button here, which out of the box is set to EQs, which you can customize this. Again, I'm going to show you more. Over here, you have your volume wheel, continuously rolling with tactile steps in there, and it's got a little different texture on it. Hopefully the camera can see right there. You got that texture Coming down to this one, you have a different texture on that one. And this is a actual customizable wheel. Out of the box, it's set to mic monitoring, but again, you can customize it. I'm going to show you all that in the app here in a second. USB-C charging, you have your power button, and then over to the other side, you have this little switching button, which is going to switch between those two dongles that was included. So if you got one in PC and one in your PS5, you just press that and it'll switch over to that dongle by itself. Over here, you have your Bluetooth volume, which actually controls onto your phone. So if I get my phone over here, let's go on and pull up YouTube. Where is YouTube here? We're going to pull that up. We'll roll one of my videos on my other motorcycle channel. And you'll see I'll just adjust this. Bam, and it turned the volume up over here, and it'll turn the volume down. I love having that dedicated Bluetooth control over there. And down here, you have your Bluetooth pairing button. And like I said, all this is customizable right on your phone. So you don't got to switch over or anything. Your Bluetooth will be paired to the headset. Say if you're in game, you can get in here and just adjust and customize stuff. You don't got to switch from one to the other. Absolutely love that. Anyways, up here, Superhuman here, and you can see your battery life, what it's connected to. Over here, you have your game presets as far as EQs. Real quick, we're going to talk about this more in the sound, these EQs, but I'll show you the preset that I have, or my custom EQ here, and you can kind of dabble with this as you want. There is my custom one. I don't believe it shows numbers. It doesn't show numbers for adjustment, but you can just kind of see my graph. This is a really nice EQ for this headset, at least in my personal opinion. So let me hold that there for a second so you guys can see that if you want to try it. And then let's go back over here to the rest of the settings on the app. Again, those are EQs coming down here. You can actually customize your microphone. You got your mute, which it is flip up, down on the headset, which we'll take a listen to here in a second. Sensitivity, noise gate, mic monitoring, which again, that back wheel is set to out of the box. And then you have microphone equalizers or customized ones as well. And you can see you have 5 different ones you can customize. Coming over here to the headset, this is what I was talking about, being able to customize that wheel. So you can customize the wheel. You have these options there, your bass boost level, treble boost level, mic monitoring volume, which I think is the best one to keep it on right there. Tabbing back, the mode button, that little button up top, you can actually adjust that one. It only has noise gate on or off in game cycle, so your presets as far as the EQs. Kind of wish there was a couple more options you can set onto that. I don't know, but it's just kind of weird to only have 2 options there. Hopefully they update that. And then your voice to tone prompts. You get tone prompts, and I don't know why I'm saying voice. I didn't get any voice prompts. And then your auto shut off. Coming over here to settings, your basic firmware, stuff like that. So the app it's very nice. It's very easy to use, and I love the seamless usability of it as well. So you're in game and you can just dabble with different sounds as you're going. You don't got to switch back and forth. And now I want to show you the software on the PC, which is going to be very similar to the app. And while I'm showing you this, you're going to be hearing the microphone right from the headset. So let's turn around and dive into Swarm 2 software. We're going to select our headset. Let's skip the quick guide right there. You can see you got your volume over here, and it gives you a little question mark to let you know what each thing does. You have your Superhuman hearing. Y'all know this is not something I like. Anyways, we're going to move past that. We'll talk about that in sound. Microphone over here, microphone muted. Sensitivity is up to 100, so I'm not sure if that's loud. Let's go and bump it down. Okay, so now that we updated up there, we're down to 54, seeing if that sounds any better. Let's go and crank it down to 20. Now we are set to 20, just to see how that sounds. I bet we're probably pretty good right around here, around the 90s. Let's let it update. We are updated, and now we're around the 90s. We'll leave it right there. You got your mic monitoring on, which I'm not hearing myself too much at the 30s. Let's see if I get up here. Okay, I'm really hearing myself now at the 60s. Let me go right down here to 50. We're set to 50. That's pretty comfortable. That's a pretty comfortable side tone right there. I'm not hollering. I can almost just hear myself like I got an open back pair of headphones. That's pretty nice. I remember on the Atlas Airs, if I'm thinking right, you had to bump all the way up here like the 90s to get it. Let me see if I can hear myself a little bit lower. Okay, so no, down by the 30s, I can hear like my P's and T's, but that's really it. Coming up here, oh, geez. Okay, wow, that's too much. That's way too much. So I really think like the 60s is pretty comfortable for that. Noise gate. We got the noise gate right over here. It's off right now. If we click it on, I just got a tone when I clicked it on. And let me turn this mic monitoring off here. Noise gate, we got it to 50. We'll just see if we hear any noises. If I'm clapping in front of me, I'll disconnect my keyboard. Typing on my keyboard right now. Seeing if we hear anything. Let's crank that up to 95. We're up to date. Typing back on my keyboard. And now, let's go on and turn noise gate off. Again, we are up to date. Do that same random typing on my keyboard to see if it sounds any different. So there is our sound settings. Coming over here, EQ.
This is pretty cool, guys. So you saw this in my phone. So whatever you set in your phone comes over here and saves onto the PC. Absolutely love it. Now, again, they're not showing numbers here, so I apologize, but you can see my curve here a little bit, maybe a little bit sloppy since I've been messing around with it, but I pretty much got my standard smiley curve. Again, we'll talk more about this in the sound, but my bass is a little bit lower. My highs are brought out a little bit more. I just personally really enjoyed this. You can see over here, set some of your presets. Treble and bass boost I really like. Mine is pretty similar to that. As you can see, they just got a smile missing a couple teeth right there. So anyways, coming over here further, and you can again create more if you want. Over here are your customizable buttons. That mode button, again, you got the two. That wheel, you have these options to choose from. Down over here is your basic settings and such, and then hotkeys that you can set to your keyboard to set. Now, the transmitter, again, as far as the brightness, I love it. If you go all the way down, it turns off, because if not, if the headset's just on there, this thing blinks like crazy, and it's absolutely annoying. So I highly recommend you turn it down, maybe just put it at 1, and you just got this nice faint dimness in the background. So again, the software, you can do everything in the app as you can do on here, and it's simple, straight to the point. All right, so we are now in my workspace here, where I am actually editing this video as I'm filming this. And I just listened to that microphone playback of the Stealth 700s, and it sounded bad. It sounded really bad. There was a lot of clipping. I'm a louder speaker, especially when I'm on camera just talking here. I get passionate, so I get loud, and that clipping was definitely prominent. So what I did, as I put that note in there, that I should have kept it around the 50s, as I put it to 100 or 90, and it was just too much. So right now you're listening to it here, and you can see I'm actually a little bit below. It doesn't give any numbers on the app, which is real stinker, but I would say I'm probably at 40 to 45% right now, and the microphone is angled out. So if I take the microphone and angle it in here, which I didn't show in a microphone test, as you see, you can just angle it that little bit. Again, setting at that, the noise gate is off, and we're probably right around, I would say, 40%. Let me show you, since I got you here as well, the microphone mute. And then when I turn it back down, you get tones. Whenever you mute it and activate it, you get tones as well. But again, that is how it's muted. But I wanted to give it a fair test, again, at a lower volume here, just to, again, make it fair. With me being a louder talker, I probably should have had that volume cranked down a little bit. So anyways, I'm going to place this into the video right now. We're going to see what it sounds like, set to around 40%.
And I totally forgot to tell you, the Bluetooth, it is simultaneous. As you saw, you have the controls for your game, you got the controls for your Bluetooth, and yes, you can listen to your game and music or video at the exact same time. And again, control them both. I love it. So now let's get into my ever so long-winded section of my headset or headphone reviews, being sound. And the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3s are using 60mm drivers with a frequency range of 20 to 20,000. Kind of standard what you're used to seeing in gaming headsets, but these packing again the 60mm drivers, pretty big. And I'll tell you straight out of the gate, the sound you're getting with these are quite similar to what you're used to of previous Turtle Beach Stealth 700s, 600s. You're getting that same quality type of sound here. You're getting a nice balanced neutral, and I don't want you to take that as bad as neutral, but you're getting a really manageable sound. It's not too bass heavy, it's not too treble heavy. As you saw in my EQ, I did pull the treble out a little bit more, but that's just what I like. I still like bass because I play mainly story games right now. I don't really dabble with FPS games, so I can't really speak on that. And you all know the superhuman hearing is not something I really like, but as far as what I'm playing, I was able to get dialogue, I was able to get different weapon and ability sounds, and also environment sounds. Now I will tell you this, talking about using straight out of the gate the standard sound, which is a pretty, again, nice balanced sound, but when you bring it down to bass and treble boost, or preferably my EQ, which I liked, it really brought out a little bit more of that brightness. And I don't want you to think it's like bright, like ear-piercing screechy. I'm talking brightness of, again, being able to hear the detail of footsteps or what kind of ground you're walking on in that game. Hopefully that makes sense right there. Again, as far as detail of FPS, I just don't play FPS games right now. But I do like detailed of environments and still hearing which direction my enemies are coming from in those story games, and I got that right here. I really got the sound I wanted, and again, dabbling with those EQs right on the flies just made it so good because I could really dial in that sound I wanted. And my EQ was very similar to that bass and treble boost. I would say mine just brought out the highs a pinch more and maybe reduced that bass a little bit more, kind of made it a little bit more rounded for me. But if you want more bass, you can do it right here. But yes, if you crank that bass all the way up or kind of really trying to make it rumble, you are going to drown out some of that nice detail in there. And it is noticeable. Again, try one of the stock just bass boost and then try my EQ that I have set there. You're just going to notice the difference. Just walk around your map or whatever and you will hear the difference of those footsteps. So it's cool that it's really morphable into that sound that you want per game that you want. Again, I really like headsets that do that. I don't want one that's just straight up bass or just straight up, mids or highs or something. I like ones that I can dabble with and really kind of make into my sound. And that's what I got right here. And as far as these ear pads, they block out plenty of sound, again, in your environment. They don't let many sound bleed. And yes, they are replaceable. I really don't want to do this because they are hard to get back on, but you can just peel them right off. Oh, I'm dreading this already because inside these pads, you see you got this little lip here and then you got that hard plastic bit and that always wants to get tucked around into there. So they are an absolute pain in the neck to get back on, but you can get them on. And again, any previous replacement pads that fit the previous Turtle Beach, they will fit on this as well. But here we go. Why did I take these dang things off? They are such a pain to get on. I think it's because all the curves within this. Oh my gosh, so annoying. But of course, the biggest question here is, are they worth the asking price of $200? And if you stuck through this video, you can probably catch on. It's a darn good headset. It's really packing a lot. I love the dual transmitter, the dual USB dongles. I wish every headset would do that. That's so cool because again, you can use it across multiple platforms. As far as the build, it's decent. It's nothing good. It's nothing bad. And that goes right into the sound. It's nothing good. It's nothing bad. Same with the comfort. And that kind of wraps up this headset for me. It's not blowing me away. It's not doing anything new and innovative besides the dual dongle. Okay, hold me on that one. The dual dongle is stinking awesome. But again, it's not really blowing me away. It's not oohing on me. But yes, it is a darn good headset. Now in the $200 price range, you have a lot of headsets to choose from SteelSeries, again, other Turtle Beach ones, the Black Sharks, Corsairs. You have a lot of headsets to choose from in the $200 range. I think the biggest thing that can sell this headset for you is if you use multiple platforms or you want that headset that you can swap from one to the other simply, that is what's really going to set this apart. So there we go, the new Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3 wireless gaming headset. I hope this video was helpful and informative for you. If you got any other questions, please just spark them up down in the comments. I'll be glad to answer them. I'm sure the community will as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.